Joe, everybody's been, for years, they've been wanting a good catfishing boat, and they just hadn't been able to find one. I mean, a good catfishing boat that might serve as with other purposes too, but and you called me the other day and said you got it.
I got it. I've got it. Yeah, this boat is an 18-footer. We built it for the tournament catfishermen as well as, other things too. But we put a 5-foot live well in it. It's 74 gallons. And on the back, we've got the big rod racks. You can put 5 rods all pointing downstream while you're catfishing. And beyond that, of course, in the live well, I got one aerator putting water in the live well. We put 2 recirculating pumps.
And you showed me you got not only the live well to hold your fish, there's a live well in there to hold your bait.
Also got a place if you flathead catfishing and you got the brim or any kind of live bait. We've got a section, 2 of them, one on each side, to put your live bait in. And we think we've covered all the bases with it.
Yeah.
It's an 18-foot boat, got an 8-degree dead rise, or 16 on both sides. Got a pretty good V coming all the way back. Rides good, rough water rides good. It's got a big 125-quart cooler with a cushion on it for a seat.
And that's the seat.
That's the seat. And then got these seats. You can put them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 places you can put seats in this boat. You can move them around any way you want to.
If you don't want them, leave them at the house.
Leave them at the house. We try to cover all the bases.
Yeah. You've heard me say many times, folks, on this show and on the commercials that Joe's Motor Service and RHINO boats stay on top of things. When they see something or hear something that people would like to have, he had people saying they had seen that before and everything. He got checking into it, and he's got them now. And it's just like this catfish boat. People, like I say, told you earlier, they were wanting something that's made for catfishing. Not just made to go fishing, but something particularly for catfishing. But some of them like to bass fish too, so they kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, and I don't know that much about it, but from what I know in Alabama, 1 catfish, 36 inches, that's all you can have.
When did they change that?
About 3 to 4 years ago, I think. I was at the advisory board meeting when they voted on that. They changed it.
We all remember that. If you're coming up from Florida somewhere, what was
right.
the length on that again?
36 inches, I believe is right. Only 1. But if you're out there and you catch you a 36 incher, you would want to put it in this live well, and that one's big enough to keep it alive.
Yeah.
You might catch a 40 incher.
And as well as I do, a catfish will stay living a lot longer than any other fish. Yeah. So within this live well, that's a huge live well.
Oh, it's 5 feet long.
Yeah.
It's a huge live well.
I'll tell you what, folks, it's a nice boat. I think you'll like it. You need to come up and look at it at Joe's Motor Service in Hartford, Alabama. Even if you're not in the market for something like this or not in the market for a boat at all, come look at this thing because it might change your mind.
Yeah, because we'll show you in a minute other things you can do with this boat. You can do most anything with it.
Yeah. That's it. That quick. And it's that quick and easy to make this thing out of a bass boat.
Absolutely. Bass boat, crappie boat, speckled trout flats boat.
I'll tell you what, folks, you can see it right there, and you got the extra seats on. Let's talk about it a little bit here.
Well, right
I'll tell you what, I want to show these people that live well. That's what I want to see. I don't know if y'all can see down in there, folks.
Now that goes all the way across. It's
all the way across the boat.
5 feet.
And that right there is where you keep your little brim and things if you flathead catfishing or I guess any other kind of minnows you can keep in there.
Any kind of bait, live bait. And there's one on the other side too.
Because I couldn't keep my catcher fish in there. They swim out there.
Well, I was going to say that. A lot of your fish I've seen would go through the hole.
It would, yeah. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those seats, and then you got, of course, the seat where that's the cooler you was talking about.
Yes, 125 quart cooler.
So that could make 2 more seats there if you want.
Well, sure.
One off one side, one off the other.
And up front,
yeah.
Up front, if you're crappie fishing, you can sit 1 on each side if you want to, or you got 1 in the middle in 2 different places, up front or back, or if you got a foot control or hand control. So there's 4 places you can put seats up there.
Right.
Just anything you want to do with it. Rod boxes.
I'll tell you what, folks, RHINO boats they're infamous for having plenty of rod room in here. And that, you talking about, how long is that thing? That's pretty, it goes on up under here, don't it?
About 7.5 feet.
7.5 feet, I'll tell you what, folks. And it's on both sides
One
there.
on each side.
Yeah, and then of course this one's got you.
Got a 115 on it.
115 on it.
We rated it for 140. That 115, even a 90 would do a good job on it.
You got your battery and everything back here.
There's room for 2 more batteries and another big gas tank back here.
Wow.
And a 12-gallon is under the console up front.
I tell you what, you ain't lacking for room in this boat.
We tried to leave it where you could do whatever you wanted to with it. And you wouldn't buy one boat for one thing.
If somebody wanted one of these boats but wanted you to build it for them and maybe leave one thing off or something, can you do that?
Oh, of course, of course. As long as we've got the hull and the flotation it's got to have. Then inside we can do it any way anybody wants. And we can make it as large as you want, or we can shrink it down small. We felt like this was a middle size.
That's why I said, folks, you need to come look at it. Well, you're in the market right now. You need to come look at it so you'll have something in mind. If you do want to get Joe to build you one, but you want to take this out or take that out, or maybe take this out and add something else in the place of it or whatever, just all you got to do is come talk to him and he'll work with you. He'll do whatever you need to do.
Describe what we have built.
Joe's in the boat selling business, so I'll tell you what, this is a RHINO trailer.
Yes,
RHINO trailer.
But both got a pretty good B. It takes rough water right well.
I noticed this
There again, it floats shallow. You could put it in your friend's farm pond. It doesn't take a lot to float it.
Now I noticed you got this console painted white here, and if somebody did want to build a boat, you to build a boat, can you actually paint? You can paint the whole boat, can't you?
Oh, we can paint the whole boat.
If they want a different color or something.
Actually, nowadays to do it right, where you know it's going to be right, it's expensive. You know,
Oh, I bet it is. Yeah.
It's not like going to Walmart and get a can of paint and just walk around and spray it. But
well, you know how some of these wives are. Can we get a color?
I do know.
Yeah.
And they want to change.
Yeah. But anyway, I tell you what, folks, that's a nice boat. Y'all need to come see it. And this is oh yeah, storage. Storage here, the RHINO V180.
And storage all under this front.
All
storage.
under. Like I say, there's you can move that seat around anywhere you want to. You can move it over that side, this side, in the middle.
So right there for hand control. If you put a foot control on, you need room, you can move it back.
Okay.
Or if you and your buddy want the trolling motor pedal in the middle, and you're going to crappie fish, one can sit over there and one here, and crappie fish like a lot of people do.
All right.
We just tried to leave it where it could do whatever you want to do.
It's a very versatile boat, what
Absolutely.
it is. Absolutely. It'll do what you want it to do, and you tell it what to do, and it'll do it.
It'll do it.
So, all right, Joe, I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all come on up and see Joe.
Absolutely.
Give him that number so they can call you, Joe.
588-2968.
That's 334.
588-2968.
Because some of them might live in Florida and Georgia and places like that, so you'll have to.
Oh, we have calls everywhere, all around.
But he might pay a long distance call if you buy a boat from him.
Oh yeah, just come on, call.
Yeah. All right, y'all stay with us.